Hi everyone, if you saw our video last week, we had an education slot at the We Do social media workouts about the 4 ways to instantly improve the look of your videos. This week is from their LinkedIn workout, and this was 5 ways to instantly make better content. So let's get straight to it. Good morning everyone to the social media workouts for LinkedIn. I'm David Proud and I'm going to be doing the education slot for this morning, and I'm focusing on video because I'm a video producer. So for this 10 minutes, I wanted to give you 5 tips on creating better content for your videos. And I'm not talking about making your videos look better. I talked about that in the Facebook group. And if you want to watch that, I'm going to have that up on my YouTube channel next week. I'm talking about the actual content that's in your videos. So let's get to it. The first one, you need to know the purpose of your video. And this comes in 2 ways. So the first thing is you need to know what you are giving your viewer. What are they going to get by watching your video? And you also need to know what you want your video to do for you and your business. By knowing that, you can then plan what you need to film, what you need to talk about, what areas you need to cover, and it's going to make it a lot easier to actually create that content. But also, it allows you to measure the success of your video as well, because there's no point just putting out content and just hoping it works. What you need to do is put out content and see what's getting traction and what's not, and then you can focus more on the type of content that's actually engaging with your audience. So that brings me on to number 2. Once you've known the purpose, you need to write a script. And you may think, well, the video's taken me long enough already. I know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to grab my camera and record what I'm talking about, and that'll be fine. And yes, it'll probably save you a bit of time in the short term, but in the long term, writing a script is really beneficial. So first of all, it keeps you focused when you're talking in your video. You don't need to read the script word by word. You can change that script into bullet points and follow those bullet points, but it keeps you focused. It stops you waffling, and it makes sure that you give all the information that you want to talk about on that video. But there's a better, bigger purpose to writing your script as well. Video is time consuming and it can take up a lot of your day. So you want to make the most out of that video that you can, and you do that by repurposing your content. Once you've got your script, you can then edit that into a blog post for your website. You can create a LinkedIn article out of it. You can create images with quotes, or you can just have the quote and then you can go into more detail about what you're talking about. You could also take your video, and because you've structured it quite nicely, you can then clip that video into smaller social media videos, which then point back to the longer content as well. So just by that one piece of content, you can branch that out into 10, 20 other pieces of content. So it's using your time a lot more effectively. So on to tip number 3, you need to get to the content. And when you're on social media, you've got about 5 seconds to grab someone's attention and get them watching. So don't start with your company logo at the start of your video, because people will keep scrolling. What you want to do is say, you start the video and you say, in this video, you're going to learn how to do this. In this video, by the end of it, you're going to be able to do this. You're setting out what they're going to get from watching the video up front. And once you've done that, just get straight into the content. The worst thing you can do is say, this week, I'm going to teach you 2 different ways to edit your video. But before I talk about that, let me tell you what I've been up to for the last week. People they're not there for that. They're there for the learning. If you want to talk about what you've been doing, which is great, do that as a separate video, as a vlog, so that your viewers can find it there. Just get straight into the content. So on to tip number 4, don't make your videos too salesy. And this can be really tough when you're doing your social media marketing, because you think, right, I want to convert these people into customers, I want to make sales, so I need to tell them about all my special offers. That's not what people are there for. To be honest, people don't care about your business. People, they have a problem and they want that problem solved. So they're looking for ways to solve it. So you want to position yourself as the person that can help them. If your videos are saying, oh, you should use us because we've been in business for this long, we've got this many staff, we work with these types of customers, people don't want to hear that. They want to hear what you're going to do to help them. And the best way to do that is by actually helping them, creating really educational content. Let's say you're a cleaner. You could have videos on how to remove tough stains from your worktops, how to clean your hob properly, all these things that people are probably going to be searching for. And then once they've watched that and they found some value, when they're in a position to use your full services, they are going to think of you rather than your competition. And you've got to be genuine about this as well. You can't make this sort of content thinking, oh, if I'm going to teach these people how to do this, it's going to turn into this many customers, because people will see through that. You need to be genuine and think, right, I'm creating this content because I actually want to help my customers with their problems. So it takes us on to the last tip. You need to add a call to action on all of your videos. And if you're not sure what a call to action is, you've probably heard the words before. What it is you're literally telling your viewers what you want them to do next. If you're not doing that, they're going to watch your video, get to the end, and then just keep scrolling. And within 5 minutes, they've seen 3-4 other posts and they've forgotten about yours. You want to tell them what you want to do. It can be as simple as asking them a question and getting their response in the comments. It could be going to your website. But the best way of doing it is having an email list, getting people to sign up to an email list. It's very important because social media platforms come and go. Even though things like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn have been around, 10 plus years, there's no reason why they'll be around in the next 10 years. So if they go away, your whole audience goes with it. All that work you've put into building that audience is now gone. Whereas if you've got those people and you've added them to your email list, you can take them wherever you want and you can contact them directly. So the actual best way of doing this is by giving them something back to have to get them to sign up, really. So let's use the cleaner example. You're saying, here is a way to get rid of the tough stains on your surfaces. If you want to watch a video about the 5 best products for getting rid of limescale in your bathroom, click here. It takes them to your website. They put in their email address and then they have access to that video. So it's all about getting them in your system, but most importantly, asking them to do something after they watch the video, getting them to do what you want them to do. So just to round up, the 5 points that we covered are: you need to know the purpose of your video, what you want the video to give your customers and your viewers, and what you want the video to do for you, so you know how to measure if it is successful or not. You need to write a script for your video, so then it's keeping you focused on what you're talking about, you're not waffling, and it also helps with repurposing, so you can turn it into blog posts, articles, guest blog posts, social media images, shorter social media videos as well. You need to get to the point quickly with your content. You've got 5 seconds, so tell them what you're going to be talking about in a video, what they're going to learn, and just get to it. Don't be salesy. People see right through that. They don't want to be sold to. That's not why they're on social media. So actually give them helpful, real content that's going to benefit them, because then you're starting to build that relationship with people. And lastly, you need to have a call to action on your videos as well, which tells your viewers what you want them to do next, whether it's commenting on the video so it builds your engagement, or if it's actually getting them to sign up to your email list as well. So that's my 5 tips for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know if you've got any questions.
How long should these videos be?
It depends on the content. It's how long's a piece of string. Again, you don't want to waffle, but you want to give good value. Where people online, they are there, normally they're searching out for a problem. So if your video goes really in depth on how to do what they're looking for, then they're going to watch the whole thing. Whereas if you spend 2 minutes talking about anything else but what they want to learn, then they're going to click away. So, it depends on the problem. If like I was talking about with the removing a stain, that's probably only a 2-minute video. You go, right, you got this, you put this on here, you put this on here, you leave it a couple of minutes, come back and you wipe it off. It doesn't have to be long. But say for you, if you were talking about how to work out your total monthly outgoings for your bills, that's going to be a lot more in-depth process and it's going to take you a bit longer. So it's whatever the content needs to be, really.
Can you recommend any video editing software?
Yes, I can. It depends on what you are going for. I've actually got a online course on how to edit your own videos, and I do that in a program called Filmora. I'll put some links in the chat after I've finished talking. And that is £50. So it's relatively cheap for editing software, because normally it's £500 up. And it allows you to do all it's not overly complicated. It's quite a stripped back editor. So you can do all the things that you want to do, like add in titles and end screens, call to actions and things, but you're not going to get confused with lots of extra effects and windows and things like that. So yeah, definitely Filmora is a good one to start with.
I was just going to say, my sister-in-law has been doing these videos where she's basically making fun of Gardener's World. It's not for business. But she's done amazing video editing, and I asked her what she used, and she just said, I just searched for it on Windows and something came up.
Windows Movie Maker.
She's done subtitles and everything.
Yeah. I mean, there are things like that, like Windows Movie Maker, or you got iMovie on the Mac, which are both free, but they're not as intuitive to use. They're quite clunky and old. And they're probably missing a few of the features that you can do in something like Filmora. So it could be, if you don't want to spend any money, it could be a good way to get started. The reason I picked Filmora is because it works on PC and Mac. So I can do a course and then both people can learn how to use it. I hope you enjoyed that. But if you've got any questions, please make sure you leave them in the comments down below. And if you could give this video a like, it would really help us reach more people like you. If you'd like to see last week's presentation on the 4 ways to instantly improve the look of your videos, click this video here. And if you want more tips on using video on social media, check out this interview with Elle Cloak here. And make sure you click here to subscribe to catch our weekly content all about growing your business using video marketing.